A Muslim teacher has been sacked for saying that Islam would take over Britain, among other things. I don't know why he was sacked. Was it because he was saying the quiet part out loud? I'm Granny Opterix. All right, so this is the article. Teacher banned for saying Islam would take over and westernised girls were lunatics. A Muslim teacher who suggested Islam was going to take over and claimed westernised girls were lunatics has been banned. I don't know what they mean by banned. Sacked or banned? You mean, do they mean banned from teaching ever again? I don't know. Aqib Khan, 30, was sacked for undermining fundamental British values by a teaching regulation agency professional misconduct panel. Hang on a minute, that has just reminded me of something. You can help my channel by clicking like, by subscribing, by clicking the notification bell, and by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels are in the description, also links to donation sites, but really the best way you can help me is simply by clicking like. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Talking about this Muslim man here undermining fundamental British values, let me just point something out to you here. This is in today's Telegraph. It says here, schools defy ministers to let children change gender behind their parents' backs. Primary school teachers are being told, obviously by the school principals or the school board, to allow children to change gender without informing their parents, despite government guidance to the contrary. Remember, government guidance is guidance, not an order. So it's not despite, it's just ignoring government guidance to the contrary. An analysis of more than 600 school equality and trans policies reveals that up to 3/4 misrepresent laws protecting sex and gender, with some implementing rules such as letting boys use girls' toilets. Oh, that's great for the girls, isn't it? And changing rooms if they say they are a girl. One trust, which includes a number of Church of England primary schools, has even advised teachers to assist girls using breast binders, which cause serious medical problems, while on school trips, and allow students to sleep in bedrooms which match their gender identity. And this is all, as is said here, without telling their parents. And parents are, I'd say, the family is part of basic British values. And this guy was sacked for undermining fundamental British values. Don't you think that letting boys use girls' toilets, letting boys identify as girls, and giving girls breast binders so they can identify as boys, wouldn't you say that undermines fundamental British values? But you see, that comes from the school principals or the policy of the school or whatever. Aqib Khan, who was 30, said he rejected a female doctor who, as a potential wife, who earned £70,000 because he couldn't be with a woman who earned more than him. Yeah, well, he's an inadequate man. And you might sack him for being an inadequate man. But there you are. And told pupils that the baby of a woman over the age of 30 was more likely to be disabled than a wife having one with her cousin. Well, not only inadequate, but stupid. Okay. And he was an English teacher, which means he's been exposed to English literature and the cultural baggage that goes with it, one supposes, at Harborne Academy in Birmingham between December 2020 and March 2023. So he made a series of comments on a Microsoft Teams group which were deemed professionally unacceptable and openly attacked feminism in his classes. Look, he is obviously not somebody who is any good as a teacher. And you wonder why somebody like that got a job as a teacher in the first place, because obviously his mental capacity is not that good. And maybe his ethnic origin might have had something to do with it. The school saying, oh, look, we have a Pakistani heritage English teacher. Doesn't that show how diverse and inclusive we are? Referring to the increasing, I'm just speculating there, but what do you think? Referring to the increasing Muslim population, he stated, natural selection increasing our numbers as a result, by 2050, the whole of UK, France and Germany will look like Birmingham. That sounds like a curse to me, but obviously he seems to think it's pretty good. The number of Muslims went up 44% in 10 years. Everyone else is falling or growing at a snail's pace. Traditional values are greater than liberalism. Well, he's right about that. He's not so stupid. The Muslims breed faster. They have more children. And they are going to outnumber white British people in certain areas. And of course, nobody is talking about this, and he is. So my suspicion is that he was sacked, not because he was inappropriate, and not because he's a bad English teacher, which I assume he is, and not because he doesn't grasp British culture, which it's obvious he doesn't, but because he said the quiet part out loud. And there's nothing a liberal hates more than hearing the quiet part said out loud. Okay, till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Graniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.graniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.